Hi everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about how to find a reference angle if it's not one of our special angles in the unit circle. So this is actually different, so we have to be really careful. So I want to remind you that a reference angle is an acute angle whose one of its sides is the x-axis, okay? So it's an acute angle, okay, that refers us back to quadrant 1. Okay, so it's an acute angle that refers us back to quadrant 1 that who has one of its sides as the x-axis. So, for example, this is a reference angle, but if I give you this angle, this would be its reference angle. If I give you this angle, this would be its reference angle. And if I gave you this angle, then this would be the reference angle. So it's the angle formed with the x-axis as one of its sides. So its terminal side and the x-axis are the sides of the angle. All right, so for example, if I want to find the reference angle for theta for 321, that's not a unit circle angle. Okay, so let's think about it. I'm going to draw it. 321 is right in this quadrant right here. That's 321 degrees. So its reference angle would be 360 minus 321, which is, 39? So 39 degrees. Okay, so that would be the reference angle. Okay, 7 pi over 11. Oh, I don't want you to say it's pi over 11 because it's actually not. So let's think about this. We know that 11 pi over 11 is pi, right? So we've got to figure out where this is first. Let me grab a different color. So 11 pi over 11 is here. So that means that 5.5 pi over 11 would be here, right? So that tells me that 7 pi over 11 is actually in the second quadrant. So I'm going to do my angle. So it's like that. So how do I find this angle? Well, I would do pi minus 7 pi over 11. Okay, I'd need a common denominator, so that'd be 11 pi over 11, and 11 minus 7 is 4 pi over 11. So that would be my reference angle. Okay, negative 21 degrees. Now remember, negative 21 degrees just means I'm going in this direction. Okay, so that's an acute angle, except reference angles have to be positive. So this would have to be the reference angle, so 21 degrees, okay? And then 3 pi over 2, I'm going to change that one, okay? Let's change it to, how about 8 pi over 7. Okay, so 8 pi over 7. I know 7 pi over 7 is there, so 8 pi over 7 would be here. So this is what I'm looking for. That would be my reference angle. So I would do 8 pi over 7 minus pi, which is 7 pi over 7. So in this case, the reference angle would be pi over 7. All right, so let's think about what we did every single time. It's kind of important for you to see, okay? So if I give you a first quadrant angle, theta, well then theta is the reference angle. To find the reference angle in the second quadrant, we did pi minus theta, okay? In the third quadrant, we did theta minus pi. And then in the fourth quadrant, we did 2 pi minus theta. If it were in degrees, again, it was theta in quadrant 1, 180 minus theta in quadrant 2, theta minus 180 degrees in quadrant 3, and then 360 minus theta in quadrant 4. So I like to draw it out, because sometimes I forget all these different rules. I draw it out and I see what's happening and how I can find that acute angle. Okay, so why is this important? Well, then we can learn how to write these trig functions in terms of the reference angle. So here we are in the next page. It says express it in terms of the reference angle. So back to that process we used for the unit circle. I need to know what quadrant I'm in. I'm in quadrant 4, 321. We said that the reference angle was 39 degrees. Okay, so that means I'm going to write it in terms of the reference angle, so the sine of 39 degrees. So I'm going to find whatever the sine of 39 degrees is, but 321 is the angle I actually need, and it's in the fourth quadrant where sine is negative. So it would be negative sine 39. Okay, so cosine negative 7 pi over 11. Okay, so negative 7 pi over 11 puts me here. We already recognize that this part would then be 4 pi over 11, but cosine is negative in that quadrant, so we would want a negative cosine of 4 pi over 11. Okay, cosine of 21. I'm in quadrant 4. Cosine's positive. That's great, right? So my reference angle is just 21 degrees, so I want a positive cosine of 21. All right, but sine in quadrant 4 is negative. So the reference angle is still 21, but I'm going to want a negative value of whatever sine of 21 is. Okay? All right, guys, hopefully that was a helpful video on using and writing things in terms of the reference angle. I want you to do the try nows on this page, okay? Have a great day.